Yobachi 2007 coming at you like unexpectedly on a Saturday night because we've got some things going on here that have come up today. So Jonathan Majors, who we know is playing both in the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which was a big coming out party for the new character being introduced into the MCU, character Kang. And then that movie was knocked off basically in the box office a couple weeks later by the other movie he plays the villain in, Creed 3, which actually did a lot better than expected as opposed to Ant-Man and the Wasp's Quantumania, which really underperformed and is expected to lose money at this point, while Creed 3 overperformed. But the thing about it is, Marvel is planning to use Kang, Jonathan Majors, as the new Thanos in the Marvel Universe. And much of the next few years, quite frankly, are based on this character to be the overarching villain throughout the MCU for Phase 5, which launched with Quantumania. Now, we heard about the activity with Jonathan Majors earlier today, uh, what he got into apparently last night, where he was arrested. And as you're here on Twitter, you can see that various names around that whole situation are trending. Kevin Feige being the studio chief at Marvel, the president of Marvel Studios within Disney. And just on the strength of it, on him having been arrested, there are a whole plethora of memes going around. Let's take a look at a few of them. And we want to talk about the fact that uh, an organization put its hopes of its future revitalization into the hands of a black man. And unfortunately, while this brother has everything going for himself, he chose to get himself involved in some foolishness with a female that is now going to possibly destroy everything he's worked for, including the fact that, again, he was the star of the movie, the star villain in the movie Creed, which was the highest grossing first week for a sports movie ever, and overperformed almost 50% above what was expected. His star is rising high, at least Jonathan Majors was, until the events of this weekend. And let's look at some of these memes real quick just to get a tote. Oh, this one says Kevin Feige and Marvel seeing the Jonathan Major news. All right.
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait. No, 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 no.
Wait. 10 year most of them. We've got the same thing here. That's Kevin Feige taking a look at his phone, seeing Jonathan Majors trending. Right. They just go on and on. We can go down here through a few more of them and see what we have. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. It says Kevin Feige after seeing the news, wanting to commit suicide is the ideal here that is being projected because the entire MCU is based on Jonathan Majors. This young brother was basically given the keys to the kingdom. He's going to be the face of the villain in MCU. I like this one here.
Who's we? We? Who's we?
Kevin Kevin Feige talking to Jonathan Majors. So the presumption is now that Jonathan Majors is going to go down possibly for physical abuse of a woman, that he's in trouble. And we've seen this with star athletes mostly in recent years. We can think most notably with Ray Rice. There was another baseball player who was slapping his wife around in a parking lot, like just really taking her to the woodshed. But there's been a number of cases. Mixon, I think, was with the Bengals now when he was in college. But I guess what I want us to just to think about the fact that this brother had risen to such a place where he was now going to be the face of an entire major studio, not just a major studio, the biggest franchise in cinema right now, maybe the biggest franchise ever, I guess, next to Star Wars in total box office, but because they put out so many films, it was probably actually the biggest franchise ever. If you want to look at all of the different characters that different as a total franchise under the MCU. So maybe the biggest franchise in movie history was betting on you and putting itself in your hands, and Jonathan Majors gets himself caught up in this. Apparently, the police came out, said the woman was strangled. There are cut marks behind her neck, which would be consistent with you putting your hands around someone's throat and your nails digging in behind their ears. And also, she had marks and stuff on her face. So the likelihood that he's going to escape by with nothing much happening, or that he can just say that he was defending himself against her, that those type of defenses don't seem like they're going to be plausible in this case. We don't know. We'll still hope for. Hopefully, the truth is that he didn't act in aggression, and if so, then hopefully the truth will come out. But if the more likely case is that he did go to lay hands on this woman, and he has now destroyed a great opportunity that he had. And I think this is a lesson for all of us as black men, right? All of us, as any men here who are on my channel watching, but I'm more specifically deal with brothers and men, black men, and dealing with women, black women in particular. We have to be very careful about how we conduct ourselves when we are in a position that we have things to lose. We cannot find ourselves engaging in activity where we can lose everything. Now, we just looked at all of these tweets, and there's many, many more, where it's being presumed that it's over for Jonathan Majors just off the strength of this one arrest, right? But let's look at another superhero actor, Ezra Miller, Ezra Miller, who is the star of Flash in the DC universe. Let's take a little look at the trailer for the new Flash movie.
My face. You stole my face.
That's Ezra Miller.
If you were.
His movie is coming out on June 16th, as we've seen there, where he will be the new Flash. He's in here with Batman.
Fix things. You could also destroy everything. This can't be.
He's the star of this $200 million movie that's going to come out this summer. But Ezra Miller is I mean, I don't know what to say. He's a serial criminal. He is a wanton thug of all types. But let's look at Ezra Miller versus Jonathan Majors. Look at them actually physically. White guy, wears a lipstick and eyeliner and looks really pretty and fits into the metrosexual preferred person type, possibly even of the LGBT alphabet community, the preferred community, the preferred people who are untouchable in this day and age. And then Jonathan Majors is a heterosexual black man with all of the stereotypes of violent, being out of control that are already stacked against us. And apparently, he thought that he could get away with what Ezra Miller gets away with. Now, we're going to go through here. Every time you see a date headline, that's a different crime Ezra Miller has committed since April 2020. On April 6, 2020, a brief video clip surfaced on social media in which Miller appears to choke a female fan outside of a bar. So he can beat up women and he still is in Flash, no problem. All right. One crime. August 20th, August 2020 through October 21st, the Flash pushes forward. All right, so let's keep going. Here goes another crime. Miller delivers some cryptic message about the Ku Klux Klan. That wasn't exactly a crime, but a weird going on there. On March 9th, okay, release calendar, some of the stuff is timelines about things happening around the movie. So on April 2022, after he beats up women in 2020, Miller is arrested in Hawaii, this time on suspicion of second degree assault. The incident occurred at the residence of some people I can't name, I can't pronounce, I'm not going to try to. It became he was asked to leave. He came in their house. He was asked to leave. He threw a chair and struck a 26-year-old female. He's beat up a second female, but he still gets his $200 million movie. All right, let's keep going. June of that same year, uh, uh let's see, these parents of a 12-year-old, Miller took a 12-year-old when he was 23, and he took this 12-year-old who calls him herself non-binary, he, her, she, them, they, I don't know what the pronouns are, was introduced to illicit drugs. So he gave drugs to a 12-year-old and took this 12-year-old and flew this 12-year-old around the world, apparently without the parents' permission. Okay, but still in 2020, 2 months later, Miller was charged on August 8th with felony burglary in Vermont. Okay, that's in August of 2022. It's literally every other month in June. So June, August, I thought there was one more in like September. But basically, he's beating up broads going back to 2020. And then in 2022, almost every other month, he's committing a new crime, mostly against women and children. Did that stop Ezra Miller from getting his movie? No. But with Jonathan Majors,
We? Who's we?
this is the white studio exec's presumed response to when he asked, "What are we going to do about what's happening with me and Kang?" This is what Jonathan Majors can expect. But brothers, we should already know this. We know that we don't get the same passes as other people. It's funny. Kwame Kilpatrick, when he was mayor in Detroit, and he did all this corruption, and he was stealing millions of dollars and putting millions of dollars of bids through his dad's construction company and his friend's construction company, and siphoning off money and having sexual affairs on the job with his assistant and flying her around the country on the government dollar so they could go have sexual liaisons when they were supposed to be on business trips and all this other kind of stuff. And a bunch of black people say, "Well, white people do it all the time." You're not white people. They do it all the time, and they get this. They get $200,000, $200 million movie.
You are?
Michael Keaton coming back to play Batman. You do it, and this is your response.
We? Who's we?
But we already know this. You know it before you do it, that you don't get the same rope that they get. So, brothers, what I just want to just extol to you this evening, keep your head on a swivel and keep situations out of your life that don't serve you. When you've got something to lose, you cannot be engaging with getting upset, letting some woman upset you, and being upset by some woman, whatever she did, and not even saying what she could have done anything to deserve it or anything like that. But whatever upset him, it doesn't matter. Whatever it was it worth losing your entire future and your entire fortune? And brothers on much lower levels throw away their future over foolishness, over nothing, over hanging out with friends, and they roll with guns and drugs, and even though you're not a part of that, you're gonna ride in a car with them and you're gonna go to jail with them. Or getting upset at your woman and you making $10 an hour, but you need that $10 an hour to live, and you wanna get upset at a job and somebody said something to you wrong, and you're gonna lose a whole career over you don't like how somebody said something, so you're gonna act like you're still on the block instead of acting like you're a professional. You gotta be circumspect about things you engage in and activities you get yourself into. And that's all I wanted to say to y'all this evening. Let's keep our minds and our thoughts straight. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and like this video up for me. Also subscribe to the channel. Keep us going. And I'm going to get out of here on this one, Yobachi 2007. I'm out.